closed. I guess should I probably turn oh, I guess I didn't even think about that. Should I turn down? Oh, yes, the audio. Huh?
Do you hear echo?
Yeah, that's the problem because I'm should I put in headphone? Like AirPod?
Let me see if I mute this. Do you hear me?
I can hear yeah, I can hear hold on, maybe what if I mute my phone? Will that help? Wait, does that is
Maybe
there
I got you plugged into a speaker right now too, so maybe I don't
okay.
have to do that. Maybe I can unplug the speaker
Yeah, I'm like, maybe if I just like turn one of them down, is that better?
a little bit.
Okay. Well then let's try turning this back up and then turning my computer all the way down. How is that? Is that better? Were either of
A
those
little
better?
bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it is better. There's like a small delay, but it's not bad at all.
Okay,
Let me
okay. I'm
see.
trying to decide. Sorry, there's just like gunk behind me. Okay. Let's see, let's see, let's see.
Content creator, there's always got to be gunk somewhere.
I know it's literally like a whole pile of lens wipes that I just have in here. It's fine. It's totally fine. Okay, let's see. So does that sound okay like on both sides then? Should we leave that at that? Do I need to put in headphones, AirPods?
Try headphones, but
Okay, let
I
me go
got
get
my
the
headphones in right now. I don't hear any lag.
okay, okay. I'll get AirPods. We'll see if that helps. They're kind of old though, so we'll see.
But you still sound good though. So I mean, either way, if the headphones make it worse, then just go back to this because it sounds better than before.
Okay, let's try this. And then I'm gonna okay. Hold on. Is that any better? Or is that worse?
It's not worse. I'm trying to find out like how do I sound volume wise? Am I coming off too loud or is it spiking?
No, it seems good, honestly. Okay, does now that I just turned down also my sorry, I can hear myself a little bit in yours now. But can I turned it down on my phone. Does it sound any better now? Because I do hear myself somewhere.
You got your headphones in?
Yeah, I do.
You got wired ones?
No. Sorry, man. I only got the AirPods. It's actually not too bad though. Oh, that's so weird. Why can I hear myself like that?
Is this worse?
No.
Go right here.
Well, it's literally just myself that I'm hearing. It's not.
It's probably because I got this speaker.
Oh, okay, that's probably it. Yeah.
Let me try to unhook the speaker.
Sorry, my ADHD will make it hard for me. If I hear myself, I'll just start listening to myself.
No, I totally get it. I hate hearing like myself like anytime I'm trying to record like headphones, so I get that.
Yeah, no, I mean also if it we can I can also get over it if it does if it's hard to if we can't figure it out also there's no big deal either way. Oh, you hear that?
You hear that? Yeah, a little bit. Hold on, let me get to the back.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, I can hear
Yeah, I
myself
can hear
still,
myself
but
still,
I think honestly, I'm a little bit more worried too now about this sound that's coming from this. You hear that?
Yeah, hold on.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe I'll disconnect from my well, oh, okay. Yeah, that's done. It finished. Oh, wait, hold on, let's see. Oh. Yeah, there's still some weird I wonder if that's me? Hold on. Mm-mm. Weird. I'm not sure why that's doing that. Oh, I forgot. Just I was like, No problem. Turn it up. Oh, okay, that's
Is that
weird.
better?
Yeah, that's way better. There's not the weird feedback thing is not happening anymore.
Yeah, it's because I plugged these headphones into my phone. I think it was just getting some weird, like, Not feedback, but because I had you plugged in on the microphone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Yep, that's awesome. Perfection. I wonder if this would do anything. Does this make me any louder? Oh no.
Can you hear that?
What? Oh, myself?
You hear anything? No, like
No,
I
there's
just
no
turned
like
like a
feedback or
small
anything.
fan on.
Oh no.
Okay.
Can you hear me any better? Like with this?
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah.
Woohoo! I haven't really used this before.
What I think I'm familiar with that. What brand is that microphone, do you know?
Blue. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've used it for a couple podcast recordings, but nothing else. So it's been like a couple years since I've used them. But that's perfect. Oh.
That's awesome. So yeah, we're doing it on YouTube and we're doing it on Riverside.
Perfect. I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. Oh my goodness. Well, guys, thank you for, in the last 12 minutes you've been watching. You're seeing some real professionals go on the fly with things. So
Hey, we're doing our thing, man.
this is this is me and Liliana's first time like actually formally meeting each other. We've been doing a lot of YouTube posts for a while, for a few months
Mhm.
now. We've been in contact, but like yeah, this is our first like time. So like this is super exciting, super we both been looking forward to this. So I'm just gonna take like the first 2 minutes to just totally gush about Liliana
Oh
because
my
I think
god.
she's an incredible content creator. Uh, very, very educated, very talented. Um, she is also a model, beautiful, a great, just a lot of things going on. Family woman. So yeah, just all around about like I'm just excited to be her friend and um, we're both I feel like on the same path as far as uh, diving into this content creation, especially like on
Mhm.
YouTube. Um, Obviously, we're both very talented, and we both feel like we have a strong future with it. So,
Mhm.
so I'm gonna talk a couple of things. We're gonna get into where Liliana's from. We're gonna get into a couple of different things. What got her started in modeling? Like, what are some of her passions? What are some things that she doesn't like? So, um, I kind of have a few questions, but
Alrighty.
I'm gonna let Liliana take over for a few minutes while I'm kind of queuing some things up. But
Okay.
yeah, again, this is like the first time we're doing this. We're introducing the Butterfly Soldier series. I stole the butterfly from Liliana. I'm gonna post her links for her YouTube and everything, post it in the description. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna be quiet for like 3, 4, 5 minutes and just give the floor to
Oh,
Liliana.
you're
So
so good.
everybody, everybody, please welcome Liliana Dinwoody.
Woohoo! I am so excited to be here. I'm so excited that you booked this and then you thought to make it like a podcast as well. Like this is just going to be great. But thank you for the awesome introduction, and I'm so excited to hear more about you through this too, and just to like start communicating a lot more. But when it comes to me, I'm kind of like all over the place. I have a million different things that I have like done and tried, and a lot of people, oh, hold on. The feedback was getting a little crazy. Hold on just a second with the AirPods. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
probably my fault. I think I touched the mic. My
Oh
bad.
no, it was like my echo again, but in my AirPods it was just like way louder. It's totally fine. Um But yeah, so I've tried a lot of different things in the entrepreneurial world. I initially was planning on being a doctor because a lot of my family members are surgeons, and that was just the plan for me. But I never really had looked at what it is that I actually want to do and like what it is that my purpose was in this life. And so when I got to be about, I would say 22, I kind of just started deciding I wanted to search more for my path and my mission. And that kind of led me on the entrepreneurial direction. So I've just tried a lot of different things. I've owned a lot of different types of businesses. I have done drop shipping to wholesaling to I owned a graphic design and branding company. Have been on I'm very involved in different nonprofits in the Utah business community and all these different things. So that was kind of the route that I was going for initially, just looking to like find a way to create wealth for myself so that I could help other people learn how to create wealth. And as I got deeper into it, it kind of, I had another shift where I realized I do still want that to be my overall outcome. I want to be able to help teach others how to create wealth, but I also still want something that feels even more purpose driven, that feels even more like, aligned with who I am as a person and is not really doing something for the sake of other people or for what they would feel like is a real business. Or I feel like I went into like a little bit more of a corporate direction because it felt close and somewhat safe to like that surgery route, right? Like it's a real job, a real career, all these things. But recently, like over the last year, I found, my favorite thing has always been to talk about spirituality, like to understand the nature of existence and reality. And I'm constantly talking to my friends about that. I'm constantly reading my cards for my tarot cards or my oracle decks for my friends, and researching more into to ancient history and all these different things. And so I decided that's something I would like to find a way to make my life. And so that's kind of where YouTube came into play, where I was like, if I can find a way to kind of like share this message, like share the things that I find interesting or the ways that I find magic in this world and beauty in this world, I think it could do a lot of service for a lot of people. So that's kind of how I got started in the YouTube direction. In regards to modeling, that is something I never really planned on doing. I had been asked to model for a long time, and it initially was never something that I'd considered. But I find it to be a way that I can embody like divine beauty. And I treat it as art, and I like to do like a lot more editorial, high fashion type of things. That's what I'm going towards because I like to create emotion. And I think it just goes to that same kind of concept that I was speaking on before, is like finding the beauty and the oneness in this reality. So that's why I really enjoy modeling. Also, from a business perspective, it's all this kind of like ecosystem that I've created where modeling can create visibility and credibility, and also really show that I've been manifesting the life of my dreams from nothing to something I thought was amazing when I was a kid. Like I always thought models were so beautiful and something I could never achieve. So it's kind of just the idea of creating this life that's something I never really thought was possible for me, and teaching other people how to do the same thing, to do what they're called to do. That's pretty much that's pretty much the vibe. That's pretty much where we're at right now. I'm on this. I'm trying to make it all flow and work well together, and it's just a journey.
Amen. And like to what you just said, one of the things that I was very interested in, because I did some of my research. I did some research. I looked into the fact that like you were a graphic design, and like that you own like some of these different businesses. That was some of the things that I discovered about you to begin with, and I was like, wow, like this is super interesting.
Yeah.
And like what kind of led you into that? Like, I mean, is that something that you always were interested in, like graphic design? Um,
Mm.
like as an artist, like to express your creative ability, like because you're very visual you're a very visual person, like, and very much into like aura and being your best self. So like, tell me a little bit about that, like your background with graphic design, because it's just so impressive.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, it's kind of like very interesting. I've come to find that everything it's like it feels like it's all been set up for me over time, like throughout my life. Like this wasn't something I ever necessarily wanted to do. Graphic design was never something that like I intended to become a path for me. Honestly, it's something that we started to realize I was very talented at because I since I had created so many businesses, I would always start with the branding. I would always start with somehow taking it from my mind into reality, and that's the best way I felt like I could do that. And as you said, like I really enjoy aesthetic. I really like things that are visually appealing, and I also like to kind of use the aesthetic to make things look, even greater than they are at that moment. Like I feel like it helps me embody that what I the potential of what I think something can be, right? So like if I have a company that I want to be taken very seriously, I was very good at making it look like my website look very legitimate. Like I had people coming to me thinking, I had a company with 50 plus employees, hundreds of employees, when it was still just me, simply off of the fact that my website was so intentional. It was so clean and professional looking, right? And that kind of led me to feeling like, okay, maybe this is something that I could use if I'm looking to make, an income through something. I'm trying to figure out like what my entrepreneurial venture is, like what is it that I can create wealth with. Maybe this makes sense. Maybe something that like people are coming and telling me is valuable would be a good place to start for a business. And when it comes to graphic design as a whole, I started out really doing this, like, when I was a kid, I really enjoyed making very, aesthetic PowerPoints. So anytime I would do a presentation for school or anything like that, I remember using PowerPoint specifically because I liked that I could move the assets around the computer freely rather than it being, like, a specific spot and you having to, like, shift things over. Like I just really enjoyed making things aesthetic because I think it makes it higher quality. So I would always do these really, really beautiful presentations when I was younger. I was never classically trained on graphic design. It's just like that's just something I did as a kid. And interestingly enough, my dad's ex girlfriend was a graphic designer for a company called Usana here, and she went through graphic design, and she also would encourage that my presentations and projects and all these things would be high quality. I would see her designing certain things, like, and I never really thought it like impacted me, but it clearly did, and it's something that definitely led to kind of a talent that I was able to capitalize on in the future. And yeah, so I really liked the idea with Leverage to Live, which was my previous company that I was working through. The idea of being able to be a one-stop shop for entrepreneurs and to kind of do for them what I did for myself, which was take whatever was in their mind, the brand that was really them, and turn it into something that was real by giving them a logo, giving them a website, creating something in this reality for them. Yeah.
That is awesome. Like I'm listening to you and I'm taking notes as I'm listening to you. And oh my goodness. Well, first of all, here, I'm gonna play something that you said that I took a clip of that it
That's
really
so
just,
amazing.
yeah, we're amazing. It's God. It's just
It
God
really
going
is.
through us. But listen to this.
It is time to choose greatness every single day. Why? Because you have become greatness. You have embodied greatness.
Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oof. Oof. Those are those moments where it feels like something's being channeled. Because you can kind of see like how my energy is on a daily basis. It's very like bubbly and like I'm like kind of a goofy gal. Like I'm always just kind of like bouncing around and like it's just kind of my vibe. But like when I get into these YouTube videos, it's like I feel as though, like, I'm channeling something, like, truly, like, really, like, I have something speaking through me, and that was one of those moments for sure, because it's like, it feels like a message has to be heard, and there's, like, a different inflection of my voice and, like, a tone that comes out where it's just, like, this sureness, this, like, something that I honestly didn't really know could come from me, and until, like, this year when I really started getting more into this whole YouTube channel. But I love that moment, and when that came through for me because, I've spent a lot of time in my life thinking I wasn't worthy of things, like, thinking I wasn't capable or worthy, and, um, I really had this transition where I went from constantly going to trying to fight to get into a room, right? Like, trying to determine whether I was worthy to get into the room for so long, if I was worthy of my dreams. And now it's like I finally have transitioned into the place where it's like I know I have built myself up to the place where I am this greatness and I need to embody it. It's no longer about like determining whether I can be great, but it's like choosing that greatness every day so that it actually is fully embodied and like it fully manifests in my reality, if that makes sense. And that's why I want other people to understand that as well. Like, pretty much everything I talk about is through lessons that I'm learning in that moment, right? And at that time, that was when I had just gone through, I did my modeling competition, and I was so focused on getting into the modeling competition that once I got there, I kind of relaxed, and there was a day that I just didn't show up. I didn't show up, like, I didn't show up as that greatness. I, like, questioned my worthiness again, right? I was questioning, like, if I was capable of being there, like, that old habit came back. And so, I actually ended up losing and getting cut out of that model competition through that, like, through that one day where I chose to forget about my greatness, right? Where I chose to be lax and like not actually care, not do my hair and makeup, and not actually show up the way that I knew I could out of maybe a fear of failure or rejection or what have you. And it really just something just hit me where I was like, you made the choice to not be able, like, to not keep going with this. You made the choice to not win this, like, because you chose to stop choosing greatness today. And that's something that I realized could apply to so many people, that like you have that greatness already inside you. You just need to choose it every day. You need to choose, like, every single action that you take every single day is a vote towards the reality that you wish to have, like the person that you wish to be. And so that's kind of like what inspired that particular quote right there in that video.
I'm just gonna show you on the screen because it's like I can feel it like moving in me too. Like it's just so kinetic. So just in a short time, you know, and my handwriting is terrible, but you can
Hey,
see like I've almost filled this page up with like
all
just
geniuses have handwriting that's a little bit messier, just so you know, by the way. But yeah, I
you
love
know.
that, man. That makes me so happy to hear because, like, I'm just excited to be here. You provide seriously so much value to me, and like, I'm like, I want to try and give you as much as I can too. Like, I'm excited for this friendship because you are great, and like, you have so like, it's like one of those things where it's like, I'll see you at the top type of vibe. You know what I mean? So I'm just really excited about this.
Definitely, that's mutual. And like you know, I'm a Scorpio, I'm an introvert, and I'm gonna get
Oh.
into a little details about me. But like I relate to so many things that you're saying. So but to hear those words really not only from you, but for me personally, to hear that kind of positivity from anybody is so more than words. Like, I mean, you know, I could thank you a trillion times over and it wouldn't be enough. So from my heart, seriously, like, thank you. And I love you forever. You
Oh,
know, in the most
yes.
respectful, you
No,
know,
no, I love it.
like,
No, truly, like, you're the best. Seriously, like, I just want you to know, like, I value you so much, and like, I'm so grateful for your support. Like, seriously, like, you are like the most supportive person in my channel, like, by far. Like, there are so many supportive people. Like, this is not saying anything against the amazing people that I have, but like, it's just like very undeniable. Like, that's just a fact. Like, you are you're literally, I think, like, it actually says that too. Like, you're my top supporter. So I'm just super grateful for you, and like, I just want you to know, like, I see that there's a reason why we have have this like magnetism towards one another, and it's because like whatever you see in me exists in you. That's always what it's going to be. You know what I mean? Like that's why we're drawn to certain people, you know?
Facts. And let me play another clip
Oh, you're so
of
freaking,
you.
you're awesome, dude. I love this.
The more we get to know each other, more of our talents are going to be revealed and stuff like that. And, honestly, like between God, between you, between just how things have been going on too lately, like I'm definitely in my bag. I'm definitely feeling like confident, you know what I'm saying?
Love to
But
hear it.
let me play something that made me feel super cool. Nobody really has and I do hear, like, let me not just make myself sound like I've never gotten compliments, because sure I have, and I'm gonna get in a little bit of my background, but I'm gonna play something that you said that made me feel like the coolest kid on campus. I think like you stamped me, when you did this. So I'm gonna play it right now. Um, on Adult School with Marco podcast YouTube channel. And make sure you add that, subscribe, like, comment. Also, make sure you add and subscribe to Liliana Dinwoody. Follow her on all her socials: Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, anything that she's got going on. Trust me, you need to tap in.
You're
Not only
amazing.
is great content, but it's very therapeutic. It's just such a rush of positive energy, especially in today's climate where a lot of negativity is being pushed and highlighted. So just to see somebody striving and with a good message like Liliana is just so restoring. So yeah, let me play this audio clip when
I think I wanted to do as well as
Liliana shouted me out.
one of my like most supportive subscribers. Their page is called Adult School with Marco podcast. He shares like everything that I post, and his community that he has seems to really enjoy every time that he shares my stuff and just all the different things that he shares. And I just wanted to say that I'm really grateful for you, Marco, and relying to us. It's all these like it's intuitive, right? It's like
Oh,
there's
you just
there's
deserve
a
like
little.
a million shout outs. Like that's all. Like I want you to know that. Like that's the main thing. Like when I was saying that, I was like, man, I can't even say enough. Like we really have to like start talking more and more so I can even like know even better like what to talk about like when it comes to shouting you out. Like cuz I just want people to know like you deserve like literally the world, dude. Like you deserve like every shout out every day, bro. So like also I just want to say hi to the person watching of the bubbly showtime really quick. Like hello. Thank you so much for
Yeah, that's
watching.
my
If you're still
homie.
there, I see all the comments. Thank you so much. But
Oh,
yeah, no, you
we
deserve
got
all the shout
comments in
outs,
the
dog.
chat. We got comments in the chat say, Marco, you are great and a GOAT. I'm glad I joined the channel. I feel inspired and welcome. Hey, man, shout out to the Bubbly Showtime BRGC. See, this is one of my favorite things also as a content creator, is like growing this positive community. It's so
Yes,
contagious.
it
Like,
really is.
so he's feeding off of me, I'm feeding off of you, you're
It's like
feeding
that.
off me, he's feeding off of you. Like it's just a
It's
tornado
so
of
good.
greatness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
um
And I'm like so great. Thank you for subscribing, by the way. Like, you're amazing to Bubbly. I love your name. And this is just so great.
yeah.
You're so right, though. Like, that's what's so cool is like this type of content, like this very evergreen, positive content, like you can really feel like it changes a frequency. Like, I mean, I was just reading the what's it called? Becoming Supernatural. And it was talking about how like Joe Dispenza like has something where he has everybody come together and they like basically speak positivity onto the world, and they actually can like see that their heart, like the basically like energy that they're emitting, like it actually impacts like people even like far away. So when they do this, it's like raising the frequency or vibration of the entire planet. And that's what I feel about like this type of content, like your community, like my community that I'm creating, and like what we're making together. It like truly, it truly does like impact the world. Like it's not just like the individuals in it either. It's like really impacting so many
Yeah.
people because it's raising that vibration.
Across the globe, and
Mhm.
YouTube is everywhere. YouTube is in every country. I
Yes.
don't think there's nowhere where YouTube's not at. It's probably in space, like
Yeah.
with Elon Musk and everybody, with the Starlink and all that, and Wi-Fi, like everybody
Everywhere.
has internet. So
Literally.
YouTube is, I remember, it's crazy because so I'm turning 35 in November, which is like,
Oh
in my mind
gosh.
I'm always 17. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
me too,
Yeah,
bro. Me too. I'm turning 28 in like a couple days, and that doesn't feel normal.
happy early birthday. Yeah, yeah, I
Thank you
seen
so
it was
much.
coming up. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so
So
much.
that's cool. Yeah,
We're
that's
close,
dope.
bro.
Like
We're
our
pretty close
birthdays is
too.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We're old souls, but we're young at heart, and we're gonna live forever.
Mhm.
It's infinity and beyond. Um, I want to give a special shout out to my one of my brothers that I haven't met yet, because what's cool about YouTube, and I've been probably podcasting since 2021, but I've been recording since 2003.
Oh wow.
So I have a huge life story that I'm not going to divulge all in today, but I mean, just to make a couple of highlights, like these are my dog tags when I was in the army. I
Oh.
went to Fort Jackson, South Carolina, basic training.
Yeah.
Army, United States Army at Echo Company. My MOS was mortuary affairs,
Oh
and that was
wow.
weird because like I wanted to be an ammunitionist or a pharmaceuticalist, but I had too much debt, so they wouldn't let me pass the security clearance. Anyway,
Oh
shout out to the
wow.
military, but just
Shout
just
out
to
to the
make some
military.
things. Yeah. uh, Both of my parents were in the Air Force. My dad was in the Air Force for a long time. He was military police also, and also he was the captain of the Pontiac, Illinois prison, the Pontiac, Illinois Correctional Facility. Captain.
Wow.
My mom was a flight passenger specialist. And she was an E5. I have a big like military background,
Mhm.
and you know it's like you said earlier, like everything is about choices, and you have to choose to be great. And
Mhm.
there's also so many blessings like in our shortcomings and in our
Oh yeah.
mistakes for
Oh
clarity,
yeah.
right? And effort also. So I'm not going to speak too much on that because I'm going to kind of pivot and go a few different directions, and I'm going to get into some of these notes. But I want to give a special shout out to my boy IAMKOGHOD, Justin Henderson. He's the legendary street boxer from Texas, and a cool thing about him and you, because I feel a calling with the three of us, and I'm gonna speak about KO for like 2 minutes, real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so okay, so his name's Justin Henderson. He's one of my friends on Facebook, and I've the social media is crazy because I remember coming up before all this technology busted. Like, I mean, I was already like recording, pressing out CDs, doing inserts, doing a lot of footwork, like before YouTube came out, before Facebook and Twitter came
Mhm.
out, because YouTube came out like around like 2006.
Mm.
So I remember like doing all this footwork stuff, hand to hand. So like I've been in different areas with social media. Like I've had like 50,000 followers on Twitter at some point. I've
Oh
had a
wow.
bunch of different. Yeah, I mean it's all bells and whistles. Like I mean, at the same time, it's more intricate, and some people have found out to turn it into, a paying, business. So it's like that's where I'm kind of stuck in a weird place, social media wise. And you were talking about branding, and we're gonna get into that in a second. But like
Yeah.
it's the world we live in is so instant gratification,
Mhm.
and it's like a lot of people really don't understand what it takes to push a dream or to push a
Oh, yeah.
talent or passion.
Ooh.
We got we got so many different like obstacles in the way.
Mhm.
A lot of people aren't really necessarily supportive as they could be. We go
Yeah.
through
Oh,
emotions,
no.
you know.
They just don't
So
understand it, like, that's one thing that's huge, and, I've been talking actually to my partner about this morning, about how it's just very difficult to understand because it's so against what the norm is and, like, what we're taught for so long, you know, like, we're taught to have a specific job and, like, to, like, really choose stability over anything else, but then the thing that's very interesting about that is when you choose stability in the short term, it actually doesn't usually translate to stability in the long term, but just because you don't really know what the economy is going to hit us with, or like there's a lot of outside factors, right? So it's like it's I've had to come to the point too where it's like people aren't going to be supportive of this, but it's not because they don't like necessarily believe it's possible. It's like for you, it's more that they don't think it's possible for them, and they will often project that onto you, and then they just often care about you, right? Like so the idea of like a lack of stability, like it's scary to them. So it's just kind of you have to find a way to be your biggest supporter, like the only person, like, and you just have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with, you know, just chasing your own dream and vision on your own. It's a very interesting thing, the whole thing.
ain't that what Yo Gotti said? If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. Like that's
Yeah.
the truth.
Hey.
I mean, it's
Hey, there it is. That's
um
facts, dude.
like so social media. One of my favorite things about it is it's allowed me to tap into different demographics, different audiences, and that was one of my favorite things about being in the military because once we all got past reception and in the basic, like
Mm.
you got everybody that's pretty much strangers, you
Mm-hmm.
know, which is so great because it's like I saw so many different kind of cultures,
Mm.
people that spoke different languages, all these things. So like there's a few things that I loved about the military, and also there's a few things that I wasn't so in love with, but
Mm-hmm.
from what I took from it was so awe inspiring, like, and it gave me so much more like encouragement and faith, and allowed me to see certain things that like I wasn't seeing in the civilian, you know, normal world. But like in the again, it's like it's almost like I feel like we're you and people like-minded like us, we're like superheroes
Mm.
because it's like, you know, it's like people don't know what it takes to be Wonder Woman, people don't know what
Mm.
it takes to be Batman, you
Mm-hmm.
know, like they, and then it's like you got the people that are grateful for it, and then you got the people that just negative
Mm-hmm.
and project and all this stuff. And it's so important, like going back to what you said about divinity, spirituality, being yourself.
Mm-hmm.
um it goes so far, and it
Mm.
always will. Like it's not a timeline to that. um you know, potential can grow your faith. um
Mm-hmm.
it's just amazing. So like YouTube, I like it. Like it allows me to speak to people that like I normally probably wouldn't be able to speak to. Like I think like sometimes I'm more confident as a content creator sometimes than like a regular person. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know why that is, but like, you know, it's like sometimes I don't know, and I don't know if that's a balance. I don't know if that's an energy thing, but it's like I'm so confident in myself with
Mm-hmm.
my abilities, and it's like, you know, I feel like I'm on cloud nine. Like I'm be my best self. Like, you know, if I'm writing a rap verse, or if I'm writing a song, or
Yeah.
if I'm, you know, trying to do a certain like fitness goal or whatever, like I just feel like okay, I can zero, I can get it done.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't feel that confidence just being a regular person, just like stepping
Mm.
outside of the doors and just, you know, like looking at somebody else because I don't know. I
Mm.
don't, you know, there's so much kind of like anxiety and kind of like unsureness of like, hey, is this person even a good person? Do they want to be friendly? Like, are they
Yeah.
gonna say hi to me? Do they want to
Yeah.
hurt me? Like,
Yeah, I
and
honestly want you to know, like, I totally relate to that. Like, that is like, I also feel like when you're a content creator, also, I don't know, I'm kind of it's weird because it's like you're talking to so many people, but you also I can be very introverted. I can be very, like I get in my own head, like, a lot, like, because 'cause I'm constantly thinking, like, you're in I'm in that, like, spiritual connection a lot of the times, and I'm reading, and I'm, like, writing stuff down a lot, and when you're speaking like this, it's like you are talking to people, but you're in a way alone at the same time, right? And so, like, for me, sometimes it's hard to go out into, like, definitely anything that's, like, a lot of people, you'll find me, like, in the kitchen hanging out or something, like, where they're, like, in a place where there's less people, and I don't know what necessarily that is. I do think it has to do with the fact that, like, when we're here creating content, it's like our value is so clear, like, because this is one of the places where our value just, like, lives and exists, right? Like, this like, when we're talking, you know, it's so clear what we offer and bring to this world, but it's not something that you can necessarily just, like, divulge into on a day to day, like, when you're just meeting people. So it's like you still kind of have to have that, like, like, always just like, oh, hello, like, what are you gonna be about type of thing. So I just want you to know, like, you're not alone in that feeling. That's definitely something, like, I deal with as well.
I appreciate that. That's
You're welcome.
very good to hear and like reassuring because and I'm the same way. I am such an introvert. Like I am
Mhm.
such the stereotypical Scorpio, everything you hear about it like in the signs and
Mhm.
how moody they are, but how powerful and great they are, but how all these things um
Yeah.
and it's also great cuz like I'm a big nerd. Like
Me too.
I'm I'm diagnosed bipolar type 2.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So I'm learning more about myself and even in that and even like with the stigmas cuz a lot of people to be honest a lot of people don't discuss mental health. They
Mhm.
try to
Mhm.
keep those issues private. Sometimes they feel embarrassed, sometimes they feel like ashamed.
Mhm.
Some people are doing well, thriving because they admit to themselves like, such and such or whatever, and everybody can use therapy. It's not necessarily like so I'm I love the fact that like me and you are having this conversation, and I feel like we're gonna have several, like
Oh,
hundreds
yeah.
more. I feel like I feel like there's a calling between us to create
Yeah.
individually and collectively.
Yeah. Man, and I want you to know too, like, you saying that also reminded me of the fact, like, I'm diagnosed with ADHD. And so it's like the same exact situation where it's like, I remember coming out and talking to people about that. And initially people were like so shocked. Like they were so shocked that I shared that. Like that was something that I even like desired to share. And for me, it was like the reason why I wanted to share it is because it was such an aha moment for me. It was such a moment where it's like, I thought something was inherently like wrong with me. Like I thought I had like flaws like as my person, like as a personality, and like learning that it was just something that like it was just a difference in the way that my brain is, and like something that I was struggling with, and once I could understand it better, it helped change my life. And honestly, it's something that I leverage at this point, right? Because there's not only negatives to like that's something that people don't talk about either, is that like when it comes to mental health, like these diagnoses, like it comes off so negative, like the world makes it such a negative thing, but there's actually really positive things to, at least for me personally, like there's a lot of positive things that come from my ADHD. Like if I can hone in on it and like accept it and like go to dinner with it, understand it, and actually use it to my advantage, it no longer has to be a negative thing. You know what I mean? It turns into something positive for me. And my desire is to help other people realize like that same thing can be the case for them. You know what I mean? Like the same, they can actually turn some things that used to be a struggle into an asset if they understand it, you know?
Absolutely. And going back to what I said earlier, and like what you just said, honing in, and like I really believe that we are superheroes. Like it,
Mm-hmm.
when you talk about like how you just said, with your ADHD, and like when you come out and you tell the world like, hey, this is I have ADHD. There's just so much extra energy that kind of like, and it's kind of weird, like it's like, and people like, you know the fact of it is that you're so much more powerful
Mhm.
than
Mhm.
the average person that's going to come to you to try to ridicule you about something. You're
Oh,
so
yeah.
much more powerful for getting out there and being transparent and honest, because
Mhm.
like nobody's perfect. And it's like, at the same time, just I just congratulate you so much with that.
Oh,
And like,
well, the same to you, by
um
the way.
like, it's people have so many different opinions and misconceptions, and so many people are like will die on their opinion. A lot of people aren't
Mhm.
open to like
Mhm.
free thought, or maybe I could be wrong, or what I mean.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, so like I think throughout these upcoming episodes, because like this is our first episode, we're already
I'm so
going on for 50 minutes.
excited. Yeah.
Yeah, so so obviously, like, just kind of, I don't want to go too long overtime, like for your time and
Oh,
for
no, you're
me. And
great. Yeah. I'm like,
um
whatever, girl, I'm so excited. I want you to know, like, I like love this. I love this discourse. I love
yeah,
what we're doing. Like, it's not only going to be beneficial to people watching, but ourselves. Like, this is something that's going
yes,
to like enhance our ability to like do more things like this. Like, and so I just want you to know, like, if you want to do this like weekly, bro, like if you want to do like really get
yeah,
into this, like I'm so down. Like this is like this feels great. Like this I think it's very aligned with both of our what we're doing.
that's the move. That's really the
Yeah.
move. And praise God. Like it's
Mm.
so, I I'm gonna get into so many things, like, and I don't have to get everything into today, but like we're setting such a good foundation. I
Yeah.
want to speak about a couple of more things, and I want to get
Yeah.
into your Let's See Something September 30-day
Yes.
spirit work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is phenomenal. The fact that you took the time. Matter of fact, yeah. When y'all, I'm telling y'all, because I'm gonna put all the info in the description. Run over and sub to Liliana Dinwoody's YouTube channel, because she also has a newsletter that's very
Mhm.
great. So sign up for that. Like it's free. You know what I mean? It's free. It's free 99. It's free bucks. So and it's great. Like there's just this woman. Like I said, I could just do a whole. I could do
That's so
multiple
nice.
hours just gushing about her. But but it's in the most elegant, respectful way. And that's another thing too, with like me, my mental health, being bipolar, coming from coming how I was raised, and like I'll get into some of it, but it's weird. Like I want to say, like, it's sometimes I think I found myself in a weird spot, especially being an entertainer, a rapper, somebody who works a regular 9 to 5, this and that. Sometimes it's kind of difficult to speak to women,
Mm.
or anybody, but like, because it's like there's a fine line between platonic respect, friendship, and then it's like, okay, what's he on? Like, is he trying to do, what I mean?
No. Well,
Like
see,
in
it's hard, like,
society.
both sides. I want you to know, like, it's hard both sides. Like, it's hard for me too. Like, it's something where it's like I need to make sure, like, in regards to like my relationship, it's like I just we already have like enough things that we're trying to work through on our own. So it's like I need to make sure that like I used to be the type of person where I would lead people on like a lot. Like I would be very like I would be overly nice, but also not only that, like I have a flirtatious personality by nature. So it's like I have to
I
learn
do
how to
too.
check myself. Like I have to check myself. It's very hard for me. It's very hard, but it's like you just have to learn, you know? You have to like go through and it can be difficult like with the opposite gender. Like it's always something that it's like it's a learning process, I think, for sure.
It's like a gift and a curse, because it's a part of us. It's like this
Right.
energy though. It's this
Yes.
energy though. And
Yes.
people want your energy, like,
Mhm.
regardless. And like sometimes people really don't know how to come off and say it or vernacular it or communicate it, but it's
Mhm.
just like it's just, you know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
I'm learning as I get older, because it's like, when I was younger, I was more reckless. I didn't care. I was
Yeah.
just so flamboyant and brash and in your face
Me
about it.
too.
now, and I saw the results from that. Most of the time I liked it. So it's like sometimes it didn't work out, but more times it did. But
Yeah.
as I'm getting older and stuff, and I'm a parent now, and also I got a 6-year-old daughter,
Oh,
London Sophia Foles, shout out to you, baby. It's my daughter. She's
yay.
awesome. Um, Shout out to your son also, Malik. Like I seen
He's
you. He's getting on
sweet.
a couple of your videos. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's awesome too. That's a whole other topic of like it's so cool being a content creator that you can follow your dreams,
Mhm.
upload it, do your thing. You can also kind of film like your private personal life,
Mhm.
get the energy from that. So it's just it's incredible. So shout out
Yeah.
to our kids. Shout out to your partner. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm all for that, and that's
Yeah.
great. It's crazy growing up.
It
As we
is.
get older and
Oh,
we go through things and life
yeah.
happens. We
Yeah.
just got to take everything one day at a time. Be our best self.
Yeah.
We've been through it so
Mm.
much,
Mhm.
and everybody's been through it. Everybody has their own story, but like specifically you and me and people like-minded like us,
Mm.
we go through so much that's
Mm.
untalked about, that's
Mhm.
undiagnosed, that's
Mm.
pushed to the side. Like, so we're
It's like
blessed
our
though.
That's what I was about no, that's crazy because I was about to say, like, I've started to realize, like, my struggles are my biggest blessing, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's the crazy thing, right? Is, like, your struggles and your hardships, they're tough, bro. Like, don't get me wrong, like, stuff's we're about to have to move out of this house. Like, we can't afford it anymore, so we're gonna move into my boyfriend's, like, family's house for a little bit, like, while we recalibrate and everything, right? It's tough, like, don't get me wrong, like, stuff sometimes, like, you want there are days, like, no lie, where you just kind of are like, "Am I doing the right thing by not just giving up?" Like, I feel like even though it's, like, not even logical at this point, there's days where I'm sitting there, I'm like, "Should I just go get a job? Like, is this a terrible decision? Like, what am I doing?" You know what I mean? But, um, it's all worth it at the end of the day because it's like the hardships that we go through allow us to be that beacon for others that go through those hardships. So it's like one hardship, like one healing from one hardship that I go through could equal the healing for a million other people. You know what I mean? Like if I can help teach them how I got through that and like how even when I went through X, Y, and Z, I kept going so you can keep going. You know what I mean? Like just that alone, like the motivation that it can create for other people and the fact that it can like truly like make people believe like, oh, okay, like see themselves in you, right? Like, because everybody has struggle, right? So if they can find a way to identify through you, then it's empowering. It would not be as empowering if I was sitting here and I was like, yep, when I was 16 years old, I found the perfect business and now I'm a billionaire and this is great and this is how I did this because it's just not, it's not A, realistic, B, it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help it. I can pay for other people to, in that case you can give money, and still help people, but it's like I can't teach you how to fish. I can only give you fish at that point, right? So it's like our struggles are what allow us to teach people how to sustain something for themselves rather than just give them a one-time thing to like help them in the moment. You know what I mean? So that's why I really believe our hardships are our blessings. Our hardships are really the biggest indicators of that which we are supposed to do, what our purpose is here.
Absolutely. Hey, tested through testimony, okay, is what I've been
Mm,
saying this last month. Tested through testimony. I was
mm,
actually, and we both have been tested through testimony. I remember watching one of your videos. You were talking about your car.
mm,
You were like sitting down and touching grass, which is another like
mhm,
therapeutic, reconnecting energy type of
mhm,
thing that a lot of people don't even really know about. But yeah, I was tested through testimony. So like these last few weeks, I'll get into it later, but like I don't want to. I oh
Hey, if
I
you're
don't
called to
even know
say it,
how
say it.
to say.
Whatever you're called to say, go for it,
Yeah,
man.
I'm blessed. Like I kind of put myself in a scenario where uh I felt like I was done wrong. And long
Mhm,
story short, I went on a, you probably didn't see it because it was only up for a day, so I'm not going to get into too many details because again the world's watching, anybody's watching, so I don't want to get too jazzy. But long story short, for real though, I felt in a situation recently about a few weeks ago. I was done wrong,
Mm.
so I took to my social media to vocalize it, and I was very passionate and adamant about it. And long story short, uh it got so much traction and it was so powerful in that little short video because I posted like two YouTube shorts of
Mhm.
something that kind of blew up. It didn't, I don't know if went viral, but it got like 1,000 views in a
Oh,
couple
wow,
of
yeah.
minutes. And you know how YouTube shorts sometimes the
Yeah.
analytics just go shoot up. Then I made a post on Facebook and I added some things and hashtagged some things. So long story short, just within a few hours after doing that, I got off of my shift and I turned my phone on D&D because
Mm.
I was over it. I was upset. I was bothered. I found out some bad news. Anyway, a couple hours, like I go to sleep, and then a couple hours later, I wake up, and my dad wakes me up, and he said, "Hey, the vice president of the company is here to see you, like talk to you." But listen, like without, yeah, the vice president of the company. So I'm not gonna say too much because I'm gonna get into more of it, like as
Yeah,
the
yeah.
because
I'm
I'm
sure
not
we'll
in.
get as
I,
we go
I'm
on, I'm sure we're gonna
yeah. We're gonna get all the tea. Because long story
yeah.
short, I'm blessed. I'm not in trouble. The situation could have went a totally different way, but I actually
Good.
came out on a way other side of a better side.
Oh, good.
I got a better paying job offer with the same company, like, and it's just like nobody else would have been able to go through that and come out like how I did, like other than me.
Dang.
Like I mean,
Yes.
I'm a chosen one for real for that. Now, I'm
Mm.
as we go along, I'm gonna get into the specifics, but that goes back to what we were saying, tested through testimony. Which shout out to my stepmother, Kelly Fultz. She is also a book publisher, and she's also created a newsletter as well. I kind of want to kind of cross network her,
Yeah.
you. My dad and his wife have a ministry. This is one
Oh,
of their cards. Yeah, and
yes.
we have
I
a
love
YouTube
that.
page and a Facebook page and all that stuff, and I'm actually starting to kind of it's been growing. We have like we hold church on Saturdays at our house, and we get together. We just get in the spirit of God, fellowship a little bit, and then like we kind of each kind of go around and speak a little bit. We're actually like going through some different workbooks and packets and stuff like that I have over there with me, but like I'll get into that later because I want to get into this September. But
Oh,
yeah,
you're
shout
so
out to
great.
William Fultz, Kelly Fultz, Fultz Ministries, ministers of the gospel. My dad, my dad is my parents, both of my parents are so influential in my life, and it's crazy because at this age that I'm at, so I'm turning 35, my mom is 64 and my dad's 75. So there's a 30-40 year gap, but like
Yeah.
I it's so beautiful because like they're my best friends. Like, and
Yeah.
these last few years I've really tightened myself up. I've been sober since February 2024 of this year, and
Oh,
I've
man, congratulations. That's amazing. Seriously, that is amazing.
it is and especially if you knew me personally and
Mm.
how involved I was with all other things. Like even me, I could have never imagined. Like if you would have said something like a year ago, like, "Hey, do you know that like you're gonna be doing this and this and this and this?" Like I would have been like, "Oh, you're kidding. You don't even know what you're talking about." Um,
Oh, yes.
so I
Oh,
don't.
I just want you to
It's
know, I'm
beautiful.
sorry, I just gotta say, like, I just wanted you to know, like, how proud of you I am for that, like, and there's something that's coming over me, like, for the last few readings that I've been doing, I've been talking to people who have truly been walking with God, like, who have truly been walking with God, and maybe they haven't yet seen the full result of like the benefit that that will create, right? Like they maybe haven't seen like some days you can get doubt in your mind, right? Where you're like, well, I feel like I'm doing the right thing, but then you see these people down the street doing some terrible things and they have a better situation than me. Like, am I really doing what's the best thing like for myself? Like, why is this, why am I like struggling so much and all these different things? And there's so many people that are in this same situation, right? Where they feel that way. But I just want you to know, like, there's something telling me to like reinforce in you that like that's going to that's going to be rewarded. It's being rewarded. I feel like the example of what happened to you recently as well, like when you're talking about like your job and getting another offer and all those things, that is like the power of faith. That's the power of understanding that like no matter what things look like, as long as I'm sitting here walking through God and making the choices that I know are right and feel right, like that is what matters. Because becoming sober, dude, like I had an ex that I would go to AA with him, and I went to like 180 days of AA, something like that. Like we went through a lot of AA together. And so I was not ever struggling, but like with addiction, but I like was there, and like all the stuff that they taught like was so it just it really like it was such a incredible experience for me. And I got to really
Powerful.
understand, like, people don't understand addiction, you know, like they don't understand that this is like a chemical reliance on something. Like it's not something that's just like, oh, I just feel like doing this and you know, like I don't care about all the things that happen, right? Like it is a seriously difficult thing to break. And so I
The
just want you to know I'm
drive
like really
for it.
proud of you, man. Yeah.
Thank you. Nah, it means
Yeah.
the world to me. Like I'm proud of myself. It feels good to be proud. I've come from so much depression. So like
Mm-hmm.
my adolescence. Like you know, my dad's been sober since 1996.
Oh my gosh,
Both
great.
both of my parents, you know, they met in the Air Force, this and that. Um, when okay, so I was in public school from first grade and second grade, and
Mm-hmm.
then at the end of second grade there was like a bomb scare in my school or whatever, so my parents decided to homeschool me for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So from third grade to sixth grade I was homeschooled, which that's a whole other episode in itself, just even talking about that, because yeah, I finessed that so much. Like I was just watching TV, and you know
Yeah.
all the answers or whatever, you know what I mean, was in these little packets, and I just went to the back and just
Just go
and then, you
through
know,
them, yeah. Hey,
yeah.
you
So
know?
I don't even know how I survived other than God, you know what I mean,
Mm.
between third grade and sixth grade. So I went third grade to sixth grade, stopped towards like the half of sixth grade. So the next year I went back into sixth grade in public school. So I did junior high and then high school. I was an athlete throughout junior high and high school, did football and track and
All right,
basketball.
yeah.
So like, but also like, so like when I went into junior high, I was like a year older than everybody in my class. So
Oh
like it
wow.
was real. Yeah, between that and between, like, there was a period where like both of my parents were alcoholics, and then they got
Mm-hmm.
sober and this and that. Then we went like dived into this like Pentecostal church, and like it was like super strict. I hated it. Like I mean,
Mm-hmm.
at the time, because like I couldn't be a kid, I couldn't do all it. There's all these
Yeah.
rules and stuff, and I already felt isolated because like I was like at home most of the time from like third grade to sixth grade, and you know that's a big age
Yeah.
development growth.
Yeah.
So, but between that and then my parents got a divorce around like when I was 12, 13, and since
Oh wow,
after
yeah.
that there's a big period. After that there was a big period where like I was rebelling. I was,
Mm-hmm.
I was thugging, thinking like I'm super tough and all that, but really hurt
Mm.
on the inside. Like
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
just but like developing these other like skill sets. Like I was, I developed passions for sports, developed passions for rapping. So like I became a recording artist actually at 13. So like I
Amazing.
there's some local people that I clicked up with, and like and I was the youngest one. There's like three of us, and we had this group called Necessity Soldiers. And I'm 13. I'm 13, 14, going into, still going to school or whatever, but like going into professional studios, making
Yeah.
trips, doing CDs, like putting CDs, like actually recording the CDs, putting them in cases, putting the cover art insert, graphic design insert in the cases,
Yeah.
getting them off at football games, selling them at school, doing all this. So like I was like very entrepreneur at
Yeah.
15. Like
You're like hustling.
I so much like, and
Yeah.
people don't. A lot of people know it, but a lot of people don't know, like, wow, like, dang, really? Like, you did all that? Like, I
Yeah.
performed in Las Vegas, I performed in Chicago, I performed in Florida. I
Dang.
had my own. Yeah, I'm popping for a little second because you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying. I'm
yeah, dude,
popping.
yeah.
You know, positive Papi, Chief Mulatto Papi. I'm a pop it. So yeah, so I've had my own uh full concert in my hometown, and like I found my drummer, I found my security, I funded all of it, I got the venue. It used to be Crystal Palace, this place called Crystal Palace in Pontiac, Illinois. So it was like legit venue, big, and a lot of artists had come through and performed there. They got a big like ticketer, like a marketing like
Dang.
thing, like had my
Yeah.
name had my name
Yeah.
across.
Love to hear it, man. Yes. Well, man
Like
of many lives, huh?
I mean, in so many like different phases too, because God's
Yeah.
brought me through. He's brought me through ups and lows, and it's just like right now I'm ascending, but like it's like I
Mhm.
have these different journeys of where I've been, like and like so like on the rap side, it got so crazy, and mind you, like I'm at this point, it was all the way from like 13 to like 22. Like
Yeah, wow.
and really and I've been writing and rapping and all that stuff, recording forever. Like at this point I really do a lot just like because of hobby, not and passion, not because I'm really trying to push and buy marketing branding, which it's like I want to, but I it just like modeling, or just like with like any passion. It's like it takes the right team for things to
Mhm.
work.
Mhm.
Like I found out the hard way, like, oh, I can't do everything myself.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that's the hard. That's
it
tough. That's the tough part.
it's like a vehicle. Like you need every functioning part to work.
Yes.
You can't have no brakes and then, a good accelerator.
Mhm.
Like it's
Oh
not
yeah.
gonna
Yeah. No,
so
that's
going.
that's real. That's real, dude. That's like a huge thing. I mean, in entrepreneurship as well, like something that I mean really stops a lot of people because at the end of the day too, like when it comes to like what you're talking about, like it's not just music, just like any venture that you have, like it's the same as it's a business. Like it is a business at the end of the day. Like if you want to get in front of the masses and you want to like you want to keep pushing it, like that vehicle that you're creating is like a business, and you have to become like the CEO of that business. And that's really what I'm trying to learn how to do here, right? Is because I'm so used to my business like wearing all the hats and everything, and that really gets to burning you out very quickly. Like with branding and graphic design, I burned out like very it was just like very like ferocious. Like the way that I like burned out was insane. Like I decided to literally get rid of everything and kind of move away and let my car go, let all these different things go because it was like I was so burned out by doing all of the things and not getting paid very much, like because not because of other people not valuing necessarily me, but it's also because like there's a whole another podcast we could have about like learning how to charge people for certain things the right amount, and like learning your value and learning how to like run those aspects of a business. It's very difficult. It's very hard. And yeah, it definitely takes a team. It gets to the point where you have to hire in order to expand. Like you have to, or it's just not possible. So, but then to get there, you need to be charging enough to be able to do that, right? So it's very, it's like, it's definitely a difficult thing. It's a game that you have to learn how to play for sure.
Copyrights, LLCs,
Oh yeah.
paperwork, like legalities of things. Like yeah, and our economy isn't the best economy either. So it's like yeah, it's very important to kind of get what you're worth. Like I'm a huge Batman fan. I think like the background
Yeah.
is supposed to be like Gotham and stuff. I got a
Love
bunch
it.
of different Batman things. One of my favorite quotes from The Dark Knight, when the Joker, Heath Ledger, rest in peace, he said, if you're good at something, get paid for it.
Mm,
Like
mm.
so, I remember just being that 15-year-old and freestyling at football games and like kind of feeling like the man. And I was signed to independent Christian based label. They tanked now. They tanked a couple years ago, but record labels, that happens. But it
Mhm.
was called Tape Music Group, and I published an album called True Honesty, which True Honesty has always been kind of like my brand since
I love
junior
that.
high. TRUHONESTY. Yeah, True Honesty. Um, So like I always went by Marco Fultz, and like at the time, like around when Wiz Khalifa was really popping, like when he had Taylor Gang
Yeah.
and he was smoking weed and a lot of joints and stuff.
Mhm.
At the time, I was smoking a lot of weed and I was smoking preferably blunts. So I
Mhm.
had kind of, and he was a Steelers fan. I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan. They're division rivals. So I
Mhm.
kind of piggybacked a little bit off of Wiz, and I started my own thing called White Owl Grape Gang Sevens, like for the White Owl cigarillos. Um,
Yeah.
so I remember just going through, like, especially locally too, and it's just a whole thing. And like getting back to what you said, because I burned out fast, hard
Mhm.
too. Like I mean, and but at the same time, something that I'm learning a lot from you, and like when I study your videos and watch your videos, and it's like the energy you put out, and it's like being your best self. Because I know what it takes. I know sometimes it's like I wake up and I'm just like, hey, I don't want to be my best self today. Like
Mhm.
I ain't
Mhm.
feeling it.
Mhm. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
very hard,
It's
and
very
that's what
hard,
that whole
and
thing
that's
was
what that
about,
whole
like,
thing was
that
about,
whole
like
lesson
that
that I
whole
was telling you about. It's like, it
yeah,
truly
it
once I start to
once I
realize,
start
like,
to
that
realize like
it
that
impacts
it
me. It's
impacts
not
me.
like
It's not
there's
like
no
there's
it's
no
not
it's
just,
not just
once you built
once you
yourself up
built
to
yourself up
greatness,
to
what that
greatness,
means
what
is
that
you've
means
built
is
some
you've
things
built some
around you.
things
Like,
around
you've
you.
built a
Like you've
couple
built a
things,
couple
like, to
things,
where
like to where
if you kind of, like,
you
don't
kind of
pay
like
attention
don't
to
pay
those
attention to
things,
those
you're
things,
going to be
you're going to be
unraveling something
unraveling
rather than,
something
like,
rather than like
creating more
creating more
progress for it,
progress
right? And,
for
like,
it,
once
right? And
you
like once
realize
you
that, like, once
realize
I
that, like once
realized
I
that, where I'm
realized
like,
that, where I'm like,
man, it's
man,
no
it's
longer
no
I can
longer
just
I can
choose
just
to like
choose
lay in
to
my
like
bed
lay in
and the
my bed
only
and the
person
only
that's
person that's
impacting is
impacting
me
is
and
me,
I'm just
and
gonna be in
I'm
a
just gonna
sad
be in
mood.
a
Because
sad mood.
I
Because
also
I
like what you
also
said
like
about
what you
being
said about being
depressed, like,
depressed, like,
bro, I can
bro,
relate
I
to
can
that. I feel
relate
like
to
I've
that. I
been
feel like
dealing
I've
with
been
like
dealing with like
mentally like
mentally like
depression and things like that.
depression
Like,
and
I've
things
never
It's
been
like that.
diagnosed, but I
exhausting.
was always told I'd gone through depressive episodes. And like since I
Like
was
since I was
like 6 years old.
like
Like, it
6 years
was
old.
like I
Like
feel
it
like
was
I've been
like
in
I feel like I've
constant
been in
like it's like a
constant like it's like
battle
a
for like
battle for
It's
forever, right?
exhausting.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
Like there's
so
been
hard.
like
Like there's been
for
like
me it used to be
for
a
me it
year
used to
at
be a
at
year
a time.
at a
Like a
time,
year at a
like a
time that I
year
would
at a time
choose
that I
to
would
not
choose
choose
to not
greatness, to
choose
not be
greatness,
my
to
best
not be
self,
my
right?
best
And like
self,
so
right? And like so
now I'm a lot
now
more
I'm a
forgiving
lot
of
more
myself because
forgiving
I
of
realize
myself
like
because I
I've brought
realize
that
like I've
down to
brought
like a
that
week.
down
I
to
mean,
like a
that's
week.
sometimes
And
when you
that's
won't see
sometimes
me
when you
like
won't see
posting
me
on
like
YouTube,
posting
those
on
can
YouTube,
be
those
those
can be
weeks where
those
it's just
weeks
like
where it's just
those
like
used to be a
those
year at
used
a
to be a
time for
year
me,
at a
and
time
now
for
they're
me.
like a
And now
week.
they're
So
like
it's
a
like at
week.
least
So it's like at
there's
least
progress
there's
being made
progress
there,
being made
but
there,
it's
But
like once you start
it's
to
like once
realize
you
like
start to
when you
realize
are
like when you
becoming
are
great
becoming
and
great
like realizing
and
that
like
now
realizing that now
the days of
the days of
inaction, unless
inaction,
they're
unless
specifically
they're
being used for
specifically being used
rest and
for rest and
recalibration, right?
recalibration,
Unless they
right?
have
Unless
every
they
day
need
needs to
every
have
day
some
needs to
type of
have some type
intention
of
behind
intention
it, right?
behind it,
Or
right?
else
Or
it
else
can
it
create
can create
that like
that
10
like
steps
10
back like
steps
we're
back
talking
like we're
about here,
talking
right?
about
Like
here,
when you
right? Like
choose when you have days where you
have
don't
days
choose
where
your
you don't
best
choose
self,
your best self,
now that's
now
actually
that's
starting to
actually
make a
starting to make a
difference, right?
difference,
And so
right? And
that's
so
why it's
that's
like
why it's like
starting to realize
starting to
like that you
realize like
have
that you
to, like
have
if you
to,
have
like
this
if you have this
mission, it's
mission,
like that's
it's
your
like that's your
responsibility is be the
responsibility is
best for
be the best for,
our
and
best is
our
not going to
best
be the
is not going
same
to be the
every
same every
day.
day.
That's for sure.
That's
Like
for
it's
sure.
not
Like it's
going to
not
be
going to
you're
be,
not going to be
it's
that
not going to be
same,
that same,
some days there's
some
not going
days
to be the
there's
same
not going to be
amount
the
of
same
like
amount of like
work and
work
progress
and
and all those
progress
things. You
and all
kind of
those
have
things.
to
You kind
go
of
with
have
the
to go with
waves
the
of
waves of
your levels of
levels of
motivation.
motivation.
But you still
But
have
you
to
still
do the
have to do
best
the
that you
best
can
that
do
you can
that
do
day,
that day,
every day.
every day.
Absolutely. I'm gonna run through. I'm gonna just real quick shoot through all these words that I put
Perfect,
on this
perfect.
paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna get into this. We're gonna fly through this. See something September. We're gonna actually kind of like walk
Okay.
through like the first page and kind of do it together. That's why I printed off like 4 different copies so I can have like, one that like I'm not gonna ever touch. I'm probably gonna frame it and then I can like
Great. Yeah.
work off the other one. Yeah.
Oh, you're
Um.
the best.
You the
You're the
best. We
best.
the best. DJ
We
Khaled.
the best
Yeah.
music. Yes.
Divinity. Okay. Divinity, aura, spirituality, being your best self, branding, business owner, aesthetics, graphic designer, potential, faith, younger self. Um. It's hard to do this. Era, Utah. Were you born in Utah? Where were you born?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was actually
I was
born here.
actually
My
born
mom
here.
is
My
from
mom is from
Bolivia originally. Her whole
originally. Her
family's
whole
from
family's from
Bolivia, but like
Bolivia, but
I
like
was
I
born and raised here.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
I've never That's awesome. I've never known anybody that had any like you know what I mean, like Like, no,
It's
your
rare.
mom's from Bolivia. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Graphic designer, PowerPoints, which that's another thing I excelled in. That's funny. PowerPoint, Excel.
Yeah,
I,
it's a
I,
pun.
I, yeah, as a metaphor, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love the fact that you use PowerPoints. I also did that a lot throughout school. My psychology teachers, my sociology teachers, my English teachers, science teachers. Rest in peace, my seventh grade science teacher, Miss
Oh.
Patty Castor, which is like always. And I got a couple of her saved messages for me too. She was so proud of me when I was going into the military and when I moved to Vegas. You know what I mean? She was always. I told her in seventh grade like, hey, I'm gonna be a rapper when I grow up, and like she was just like, Marcus, like and I used to make like I turned all my school assignments into raps. I've rapped about
Oh.
Woodrow Wilson. I've rapped about Romeo and Juliet. I've rapped about different science stuff. Like so, it's I always God gave me that creative ability to just it's just effortlessly to me because
Mhm.
He's working through me though. Because like I
Mhm.
identify with that and I accept it. So it's like I'm
Mhm.
let's get it. Like so
Mhm. Yeah.
uh school. Where did you go to school? Favorite class? What was your favorite class?
Oh, yeah,
Oh
so,
yeah. So
I went to
I
West
went
High
to West
School,
High
like,
School,
to answer that
to
first, like,
answer
I
that
just,
first.
like
I just
so I went
so I
to
went to
I'm, like, in an
I'm like in an
interesting vibe as
interesting
you, like,
vibe as
I'll
you.
answer
Like
that,
I'll
and then I'll
answer
tell you
that
my
and then I'll
favorite
tell you my
class as
favorite
well.
class as well.
I'm very
I'm
familiar
very
with that
familiar with
idea of
that
kind of,
idea of
like,
kind of like
bouncing around, like,
bouncing
not being in the
around,
same
like
pl like, 'cause, there's, like, a lot of the
there's like
time
a lot
kids
of the
go to one
go
school,
to
and then
one
they all go to
school
the
and then
same
they
junior
all
high, and then
the
they
same
all
junior
go to
high
the
and then they
same high
all go to
school,
the
so they
same
all
high
kinda,
school. So
like,
they all
know
kind
each
of like
other
know
because 'cause they've
each other
always been
because they've
together.
always been together.
So
I
I
like
went
so
to, 2 different
two different
private
private
schools
schools
first,
first,
and, like, the first
and
school
like
I
the
went to
first
was
school I
called
went to
Roland Hall, and I went there for,
and I
like,
went there for like
pre-K,
pre-K,
kindergarten, 1st
kindergarten,
grade,
first grade,
and
and
we found that,
we
like, it
found
was
that like
super,
it
super
was
expensive. My
super
grandparents
expensive.
were
My
paying for it
grandparents
at the time,
were at the time,
the ones that are doctors,
were
and
doctors,
we found
and
that
we
it just
found that it
wasn't, worth it.
worth
Like, it
it.
wasn't
Like
worth
it
the
wasn't
price
worth
that we
the
were
price that we
paying,
were
and, like,
paying,
I
and
wasn't getting
I
as
was
good of an education. Like,
education. Like
I
I was just
excelled in my classes. And so we
so
switched
we
to
switched
another
to another
school called
school called
McGillis.
McGillis.
That was a
That was
Jewish
a Jewish
school,
school
actually, but it's also
actually,
a private school. I
a
went there
private
for
school. I
2
went there for
years, 2nd
years,
and 3rd
second and
grade,
third grade,
and
and
that's when things kind
that's
of
when
started
things
getting
kind of started
harder
getting
for me when
harder
it
for
came
me when
to
it
like
came to like
friends and stuff.
friends
Like
and
I
stuff.
started
Like
not
I
feeling
started
like I
not
fit
feeling like
in
I
because
fit
like
in. Like
when you're the
when
new
you're the
kid,
new
like
kid,
whenever
like
you're the new
whenever
kid,
you're the
it's like
new
there's
kid, it's
just
like there's just
that feeling like
that
you're
feeling.
just going
Like
to be the new
you're just
kid.
gonna
Like
be the new kid.
you
Like you're
haven't
not
been with them
haven't
that
been
whole
with them
time.
that
And
whole
so like
time. And so
I
like
was
I
constantly
was
like, okay,
constantly like,
how do
okay,
I
how
like
do
I was
I
trying to
like I was
figure out
trying to
how to
figure out
fit
how to
in
fit
this new place.
like
But that school
but that
also
school
like
also like
the classes at
the
the time,
classes at
like
the
it was
time,
just
like it
far
was
too
just far
easy
too
for me.
easy
Like
for
it was
me.
really
Like it
just
was
like
really
very
just like
easy,
very
and we were
easy, and
paying a
we were
lot for
paying a
it.
lot
So
for it.
then we
So then we
found out about this
found out
thing
about
called
this
the
thing called the
ELP
ELP
program,
program,
which is a public
which is
school
a public
program in
school
Salt Lake
program
City,
in
but
Salt
it's
Lake
like
City, but
for
it's like
like
for like
it's called
it's called
extended learning
extended
program, and
learning
it's
program, and
specifically
it's
for
specifically
gifted
for
kids.
gifted
Is That's what
kids.
they call them,
That's what they
gifted
call them,
kids.
gifted
Is you have
kids.
to test
You have to
into it.
test into it.
And so I
And so
tested
I
into it,
tested
and
into it, and
I finally got
I
to the
finally
classes,
got to the
and
classes,
I
and
was
I was
behind. Like I was
behind.
actually
Like I was actually
like not as good
not
as the
as
other
good
class.
as
Like
the
I
other
had
class.
to
Like I
like
had to
work
like
to get
work
as
to
good as
get
the
as good
kids
as
were
the kids
there.
were there.
So we knew it was
So
the
we
right
knew it was
place
the
for me
right
at
place
that
for
point,
me
right?
at
Because
that
it was
point,
like,
right?
okay,
Because it was
I'm
like,
finally
okay,
being
I'm finally
challenged.
being
But then
challenged.
that
But then
was
that
when
was when
I
I
definitely didn't feel like I
definitely
fit in
didn't
with
feel like
these
I fit in
kids.
with
They
these
had been
kids.
together
They had been
since
together
like
since like
kindergarten.
kindergarten.
I'm coming in
I'm
the
coming
fourth
into the
grade.
fourth grade.
I
I
struggled. That's I
struggled.
think also
That's I
where some
think
of that
also where some
social
of that social
anxiety that we were talking
anxiety that
about
we were
earlier
talking about
came
earlier
from, right?
came
Is
from,
going
right?
from
Is
thing to
going
thing.
from thing to thing.
Then I went to
Then I
West
went
High
to West
School
High School
for
for
ELP as
ELP
well.
as
I had to
well.
test
I had
into
to
the
test
7th and 8th grade
seventh
there.
and
So
eighth
I
grade
basically
there. So
went
I
to high
basically
school
went
for
to high
6 years.
So
Because
I
I
went
went
to
to the
because I went
same
to the
school
same
for
school for
7th through 12th.
through 12th.
Um, yeah, so I went to
So
West
I went to
High
West
and
High
did the
and did the
International
international
Baccalaureate program
baccalaureate
there.
program
I
there.
didn't
I didn't
complete it
complete
because I
it
didn't finish
because
all
I
the
didn't
tests.
finish all
I
the
had a
tests.
hard
I had a
time
hard
in
time
high
in
school
high school
where I would either
where
get
I would either
straight
get
A's or I would
A's
get
or I
straight
would get
F's
straight
because I
F's
wouldn't go
because
and
I
I would get
wouldn't go and I would get
anxiety about it.
anxiety about it.
But like it
But
would
like
be a
it
year at
would
a
be a
time.
year at a
Things would
time.
shift
Things
for
would
me.
shift for me.
Anyway, then I
Anyway,
decided
then
to
I
go to the
decided to go
University
to
of
the
Utah.
University
I
of
was in the
Utah. I
honors
was in the
college there for like 2 years, and then I dropped out because I decided it wasn't for me. So that's like kind of like my school background. My favorite classes, definitely the first thing that comes to mind is psychology. I like loved
Me too.
psychology. That was like
Me too.
my thing.
Yeah.
Science, I was very interested in, like, even though like sometimes I couldn't fully wrap my head around it, I chose, like, for the classes that I chose for myself were like higher level physics. I was very interested in physics, business, math, and like I just definitely physics was even more interesting to me than like biology. I liked biology and chemistry, but like physics was just like the nature, reality, that type of thing. Love that. Math, love that. Psychology, love that. And those were probably like my faves at the time. So like anything sciencey, learn about the world, learn about your mind. But psychology was number one because like I felt like I remember something really cool about psychology when they told me that they hadn't figured out like what consciousness was, and that just blew my mind. Like, because I think like when at a young age you think like, oh, they figured everything out, like there's an answer to everything, right? And so when I found out like through my psychology class, like, no, like we don't know everything, but like here is what we do know about the brain. Like that just, it blew me away. Like it made me realize like why people act and do certain things that they do, and I apply it to like everything in my life. So psychology would probably be the number one.
Absolutely. Shout out to my psychology teacher, Mr. Sweetwood.
Oh yes.
Also a huge Batman fan, by the way. And yeah,
Yes.
we'll talk more Batman on another podcast because I'm gonna put on my Batman drip. It's gonna be crazy.
I love it. 10.
For Halloween, I might have a full on Batman
Oh
costume. We'll
yeah.
see.
Malik was
Um,
Batman last year.
Great minds
He
think
knows.
alike. I'm telling you. Um,
Yes.
and also, you are officially on the honor roll of Adult School with Marco podcast. You know,
I love it here, man. This is so great.
this
I
is
just
the
want you to know, like, I'm like, this is going, I mean, I can just feel like, obviously, today is kind of like us, like, our first time really talking, and like, we're kind of feeling out the vibe and like learning as we go with how everything's gonna flow. But like, I just like can feel, I know what you, like, you say you can feel like something when it comes to that collaboration, like, that you can feel called to that. I want you to know, like, I'm feeling that, like, right now. Like, I feel that. Like, I feel like if we continue doing
same.
this, like, people are going to for sure like start flocking as they find this and as we find our flow, and like there's a lot of great stuff that we can help people with, like, and I realize that you and I have so many more similarities than I even knew, and like we'll figure out more and more of that as we kind of like keep on going through this, but I'm excited.
Definitely, me too. And like, yeah, no, it's contagious. And like, I'm streaming on Facebook. We're streaming on Riverside, and we're on YouTube, like all at the same time. And I'm looking, you know what I mean? I'm looking at three different things, seeing comments come in, seeing all that. So that's incredible for me, for you, for us, for other
Yes.
people, and we're definitely gonna be growing. Um, we have expertises in different fields. I mean, you know,
Mhm.
I'm gonna help you, you're gonna help me. Like, and we
Mhm.
could actually, we could turn this into a whole career business. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Like, it's the sky's the limit.
Yeah, bro, I'm
Like,
here. I'm here. I want you to know I'm there right now with you. Like I really think I've always wanted to do podcasts like with people. And this is like I feel like I'm like hitting a vision board thing right now. Like this is like exactly like what I want to like do. And so I'm just really excited because I think that we can really create something big out of this. Oh,
this
that's what.
we got a little vision board right here. Ain't nothing on it yet, but it's a
Oh,
little,
I was
it's a,
like, wait. I was like, I can't see anything yet.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Goal
gotta make your
planners
vision
out.
board, bro. I'm telling you, vision boards are like every time I make a vision board, bro, like I'll look back at it and truly like so much of what I put on there always happens. Like by the end of the year, it's like almost every single thing is hit. Like I love it. I love it.
My football coach and the men that molded me, Coach Dave Young, Hall of Fame coach of Pontiac Indians. I remember just every time we had track practice or football practice, like he would always have like the whole workout or the whole notes like posted in the locker room.
Yeah.
So probably like 6, 7 period or whatever. By the time before school gets out, we go to practice. We would know like what the day is gonna be like. And he was a former Marine, so that's something else about the military, just that structure and that
Mhm.
discipline, but that
Mhm.
visual aspect of it. Like you
Mhm.
you see it, this is what you're gonna do, and it didn't matter
Yeah.
like how we had to be ready for it. Like he's
Yeah.
like, oh, we're gonna do a hill workout. It's gonna suck, but
Yeah.
everybody was just like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, and
Man.
it's so incredible.
It's tough. It helps see when like when you can see it all, right? Like because I think that's the first step of bringing it into reality. Like cuz it's like you're literally when you write things down or print out pictures or whatever, it's like it goes from here to actual like your surroundings, right? And so it's like it's already it's created. It's definitely it's very powerful. It's very powerful.
Manifestation, right? Because
Mhm.
you're huge on that, and I am too, and that's just so. It's such. It's almost like a untapped. It's like a when you tap into that, people don't know how serious that is. Like you
Yeah.
literally manifest something,
Yeah.
and
And we do it all the
uh
time. We do it all the time already. Like it's a natural process. It's like breathing. It's something that you already do. Like you already every time that you've like created something or even I love how when they say like if you look at your room, like what's around you, that it all had to start in somebody's mind. Every single piece, every single thing you see, the color,
yeah,
the like the
architecture,
walls, everything.
design,
Yes, I mean, and
yeah,
even just like let's say this pen, like every piece of this pen came from a human's mind. You know what I mean? And now I'm holding
yeah,
it here because it like had to come together. It had to literally manifest into it's energy slowed down. Like I mean that's the coolest thing about like we can get into that like when it later too. That's like a whole nother thing. But like E equals MC squared, the fact that energy and matter are the same thing. It's just energy slowed to like basically almost like froze level of being like frozen. And so it's like literally taking the energy of it being in my mind's eye and slowing it down enough and to create it into this thing that like is the illusion of being physical, if that makes sense. So I just love manifestation, man. That's my favorite thing. I can't lie to you, it's really cool. It's just a cool concept because it's a natural part of being human.
Psychology is the scientific study of the mind, brain, and behavior, aiming to understand how people think, feel, and act.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm,
just and then see how we kind of see how we blend in all this the motivation and positivity,
mm-hmm,
music, modeling,
mm-hmm,
knowledge,
mm-hmm.
adult school with Marco Podcast, the trillest, realest school in America. And today is the episode one of the Butterfly Soldier series with Liliana
I'm
Dinwoody
so
and
excited.
Marcus Fultz. Yeah, this is gonna be huge. I mean, share this on y'all socials, like, hit the comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Get us up in the algorithms, turn us up, like,
Mm,
and not only by turning us up, y'all turning yourselves up because
mm,
we reach one, teach one. Like we're gonna
mm,
have call in episodes. We're gonna be reading comments. We're gonna.
mm. We
I'm
can do
I've been very
readings. We can do all that. All of that. I'm so
all that.
excited. Yeah, we'll do it all.
And we are. I'm big into the podcast scene. Like shout out Tiger Belly, shout out Your Mom's House, shout out Theo Vaughn. This past weekend, I could go on and on. Two Bears, One Cave, Joe Rogan. I mean, so I'm bad friends. I love podcasts. Like I come up on like people like Conan O'Brien, Late Night with Conan O'Brien, Howard Stern. Like so,
Mm-hmm.
being a recording artist in itself, and me being able to put on different hats, have security background, have knowledge, have all this stuff. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
Real quick, because it's like I'm okay. I'm gonna speed through this. We almost at 2 hours, but like I promise I'm a speed. I'm gonna wrap this up in about like probably 12 minutes. But
Hey,
like
no
I
worries.
wish I would. I'm
Hey,
just
brother.
so I'm just so happy that this worked out, and
Mm-hmm.
I was praying for you too. Like I was noticing, like, oh, she's not posting a lot and this and that. But
Mm-hmm.
when you
Mm-hmm.
told me, hey, you got to lock in, I'm like, okay, great. And then like, cool. And then when you say like, oh, like because I had it saved in my calendar, like
Yeah.
today,
I
but
have it
I
in mind.
didn't know. But you were so ready. You were like, okay, let's get it. And that turned me up so much because I was already like, and like, hey, if we're not ready right now, that's okay. Just let me know.
Oh no,
And
I got you,
but
man.
I got off last night because this new shift. So for the next couple of weeks, it's gonna be 4:30 at night to 12:30, and then in a couple of weeks, I'm gonna move from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So when I go to that, it's gonna be 50 hours a week, and then it's gonna be like
Dang,
at 20
bro.
something an hour. Yeah, 20 something an hour. But then that 10 hours of overtime gonna hit me like 30 something. Yeah. Um, I'm coming from that, and then I was my other job. I was doing like 3 12-hour shifts in a row, and then like a weird 4 hour shift from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. So like this is such a blessing too, because like not only with my schedule and the freeing up with things, like I'm doing something better and getting more money for it, but at the same
That's
time,
great.
um, it's just all because of God.
Mm.
And like I got off last night, and I was probably up until like 5 in the morning. So like I slept, you know what I mean, and I had my alarms and all that stuff. Like, but it's so powerful. Like, you know what I mean, because like I was like so looking forward to this.
Yeah, yeah.
I really only needed like 4 or 5 hours of rest, you know what I mean? And I didn't plan to
Oh,
be
that's
up
so
until
great.
5 a.m. But it's like, okay, get in the shower, get my coffee, boom, let's go.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, no, I'm
some
honestly, I just want you to know, like, I was like not gonna miss this, bro. I was like, if I have to do this on the side of the road, I'm gonna do it on the side of the road because like I just knew like I was excited for like the fact that you wanted to do it as a podcast style, like, and you again, you've been such a big supporter to me. Like, I don't want to let you down in any type of way. Like, I truly just like wanted to make sure you knew, like, that's why when you commented that, I was like, I haven't been on my YouTube too much like because I'm just like again I just like needed a moment to like recalibrate, so I haven't even been answering comments or really doing much on there. But that's why when I saw that I was like, oh, I got to make sure he knows like I'm still like we're still doing this, like, and I'm still like I'm okay. It's just like I just needed some time off of that because like I was like so glad you messaged me.
always stay disciplined with that, like Liliana. Like always, you know, follow your internal compass. Like if you know,
Mm,
like, hey, like I need a break or this and that, always go with that. Never
mm,
worry about how anybody else feels or what they say. Like put yourself first in that
you said
regard,
that.
because only you know what you're going through and dealing with. And at the end of the day, you can vent about it, but like you can't really share it. Like, I mean, they say
Mm,
pain lesson is pain share. Like, but you have to fight your battles. God is
mm,
going to fight your battles for you. You
mm-hmm,
know, awaken the God within. So it's like another shout out to my boy KoGhod. Like, I'm gonna work with him. I'm gonna shout out to Don John Muniz, Standing on Business podcast. I'm gonna work with him. Shout out Dennis Mitchell Jr., Man Too
mm,
Funny. I'm gonna work with him. These are all people that I haven't met in person yet, but I've met on YouTube, and we've had relationships for like months and years. Shout out to my little brother Chris Ingram, XPF. Like we gonna have some content coming. Like I got so many different ideas and plans that
yes,
God's put me in this position to have more free time and on a different schedule. Just getting off a night shift is such a blessing. Like I could feel like a
yeah,
regular
thank God.
person. I could wake up, you know, with the
Mm,
sunlight, with vitamin, you know, the natural vitamin D from the sun, not
it makes
feeling
a
like a
difference.
vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Huge difference. I'm mad getting off work. Everybody's happy getting up, and I'm just like, it was. I've done night
It's
shift for too
tough.
long.
Yeah.
Um, Not being trained at something, but having a passion for something.
Mm.
Uh, um, um, Shout out to you said the motivator, and you had inspiration. You said it earlier. I'm saying this right, Usana,
Oh, yeah, so her name was Elisa. Yeah, Elisa was the one
Elisa.
that was good at she worked at a company called USANA. Yep, but her name's Elisa.
Yeah, Elisa. Shout out to Elisa. Like that's awesome. Like, you know, and then especially like that adolescence motivation.
Mhm.
You know, it's like feeling like, and it's funny because we're adults now, but like you remember when you're a kid, and it's like, what were your first dreams? Like, oh, I want to be a firefighter. I want to be
Mhm.
a cop, a lawyer. You know,
Yeah.
that's so incredible, and to have that innocence and like security and knowing what you want to do. Always keep that with you as the years
Mm.
go up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because you know it's we're always children of God. You know, John
Mm.
1:12. I'm a child of God. And like one thing, like I love your readings. I love the motivation. I love like I mean you're very spiritual. There's so many things like, and we won't get into Bible study, you know, like that right now, but there's just so many verses from the Bible, or so many just
Mm.
readings of things that like apply to real life. Like no matter how old it is, like it never gets outdated really.
Mm.
You can
Yeah.
speak stuff into existence and manifest things, and you
Mhm.
feel that. And like when people see it, it's like they think you're doing magic, but like no, like we're this how we coming. Like this is what it
Yeah.
is.
You're manipulating
Um,
a natural process that already exists. Like you're learning how to be intentional with something that just like is already happening naturally. And also one something I want to say to you too is like I've never read the Bible. I'm like now kind of getting more into it. I literally have a children's living Bible so that I can kind of understand it a little bit better. And this is my aunt's Bible actually. And I've been the way that I've been going through it now is like by just kind of flipping to random pages and seeing like what the lesson is kind of behind that. But I want you to know, like, I really like when you share different verses and stuff with me because, like, I'm the type of person where I like, I'm very interested in like all religious text because I think that there's like there's some, it's a line to something, right? Like where it's like you're really getting to hear some real wisdom. And I just want you to know, like, I'm grateful for when you do bring up like those Bible verses and things like that because it helps teach me, and it's things that I also want to bring more into my content because it's like so like relatable and people under like because there's a lot of people that have read and understand the Bible, right? And so like if you can speak based off of things like that people like are already like familiar with, then it like really can hit people in a different way. So I just want you to know, like, it teaches me a lot when you bring up different new verses and I write them down and I keep them in mind. Like I'm specifically thinking of the one that you told me to in my like membership. Do you remember saying you had like a specific verse you gave me? That actually like was very impactful for me that day, and so I just want you, and I wrote that down so that I can use it in the future. So I just want you to know, like, thank you for doing that. It really helps a lot.
oh, you're welcome. Thank you. And yeah, that like it's interesting too, because like the older I'm getting and this and that, and like people talk about religion and people talk about Bible stuff. Some it's kind of still kind of like taboo. Some people
Mm-hmm.
like it and they're with that, or some people are like nah. But at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, I'm just pushing the positivity and the message
Mm-hmm.
of it. And anybody,
Mm-hmm.
that's universal. Entrepreneurship, leverage to live. Shout out to you, by the way, and congrats,
Thanks.
because I'm also like, as I'm saying and reading all these notes, like I want to learn. I want you to teach me about entrepreneurship and
Yeah.
branding and logos and dreams. So it's like it's just you're so inspiring. Like I'm um you make your reality. Talked about Bible verses, spirituality, life experience.
Mm-hmm.
So underrated, but so driven. So persistent. Seasons for a reason. Bounce up, bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
Choices for chosen ones.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, not everyone can do this, but everyone can do this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's powerful right there. Like not everyone can do this, but everyone can do this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
I
know
love that.
that mindset, superhero society. So all right, that's my notes. Now I'm gonna dive right into the see something September. And by the way, this is a phenomenal first episode. We literally did all this on the fly in real time. None of it like there's no producers here. It's her and me getting after it.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all really grow a new sense of appreciation for both of us in this whole content creation game, because a lot of people, it's so much more of a production.
Mm-hmm.
This just came from just authentic mutual
Vibing.
respect,
Yeah.
vibing. Yeah, it's straight up God. So
Mm.
yeah, let's see something September 30-day sprint worksheet
Yes.
by Liliana Dinwoody. Make sure you sub to her newsletter too. Like she puts out episodes there, and like it's super good, super wise, and just really awesome. Like I mean, again, I could just spend hours and hours just
Amazing.
gushing about all the things that this woman I just look up to her about. So
You're amazing.
you're amazing. Stop. Nah,
I'm
it's
so
okay.
happy, dude.
Nah, me too. Like I'm telling you, I'm riding cloud nine like into my work shift too. Like it's like this
Man,
gives
you
me all
manifested
the
this for
energy.
real. You manifested this too, by the way. I remember you saying this at the jump. You were like, "Nah, I'm manifesting like something like where we're I don't know what it's gonna be, but there's gonna be something that happens." And like I'm like here, and I'm like, "Oh yeah." So that's one tip, by the way. I know this is kind of I know we're like going all over the place here, but it's like one tip is like
That's
you also
beautiful.
kind of have to trust that God is speaking when you sense that when you sense that someone's really being pulled towards something and it has to do with you, like you'll know when it feels pure, when it feels like, okay, he's really being pulled towards this. But you gotta trust that. You gotta like trust the God working through other people too. Like, so when you said that, I was like, oh, like, no, like he means that. So I want to see like what that's gonna be like. And being here right now, it's like, yeah, I can sense that like you were seeing something. Like you had a vision of something that was coming into reality. That this is real. Like this is real, and I'm sensing it now too. It's so great when you start to both sense it at the same time too, like when you both can like really see and feel it. But you manifested this for real.
Hey, no cap. Hey, heard it. Hey, I could say it if some people wouldn't believe me, but when somebody else, that word of mouth hit different, and I
Mm-hmm.
did manifest it. And going back to my homie Justin Henderson, Awaken to God Within. Go buy that book on Amazon. I started reading his book and multiple times over and over, and every time I read it, and I read it on different lives and podcasts, and it's just so powerful. And like he gets into his life story, and I watch his YouTube lives a lot when he
Mm-hmm.
streams YouTube live, and like his. I'm gonna get into like another episode because I'm gonna talk about his book and all this and that. But like I love both of y'all's courage and like your like just the relentlessness of like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Like
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter. You're not gonna tear me down.
Mm-hmm.
Like it. I'm a big nerd, and
Me too, man. Oh,
I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. So I'm just
I
gonna
love
put
it.
up to you yeah. So whoever this relates to, my personal favorite is Vegeta, but right here is Goku and Broly, and Super Saiyans. Like I just feel like I'm either Vegeta or I'm Batman or I'm whoever I want to be. I'm Marcus, I'm Marco, I'm Chief Mulatto Papi, I'm whatever I need, whatever God needs me to be. So
Mm-hmm.
let's see something in September. Like, and I've been sprinting, and like this September isn't over with. I'm gonna be you got to keep hitting us with these like every month, like just
Yeah,
just
you like those, dude? I want to make
I
more.
love
Like I
them.
have so many ideas for these like worksheets because it's like I did that because like I was doing it for myself already. Like there's a couple other different ideas I have too. So I'm really glad you like that one. But it's like whenever I have something like I'm a big writer journaler, right? And so like I was like, oh,
Same.
I need to make something for myself so I can just track it because I actually like lost a lot of my like weight. Like when I had gained a lot of weight after I had a son. I mean, we'll get into this too, but like I dealt with eating disorders.
I seen some of them training videos, girl. You put in
Yeah,
that work.
yeah.
People, hey, you one of
This
them
did not
ones
come.
though.
This did not just come made like this, bro.
All
Like it's been
you
a struggle. The 75 hard thing, like that's really what like I loved 75 hard because it like shifted my mindset and it like I got to day like 73 and I got so sick. Like I got like literally like had a flu. I had to stay in Vegas like multiple days later than I was actually there because I think that I might have actually had COVID. Like this was like right before it happened and everything. Like it was I was so sick. But I didn't even feel like I like did a bad job like by not finishing it because there's something about like the way that my mindset had been shifted just by doing the same thing over and over and over every day and like continuing like not because like I wanted to look better anymore. It was more about like no, like I promised myself I'm going to do this, so I'm going to keep doing it every single day. And it made it such a big shift. And so when I was making this let's see something September, it was like I want to basically do the same thing as like what 75 hard was, but for like whatever goal it is that I have this month, you know what I mean? So like cuz it definitely works so well for me to check it off every day like okay, I need my picture and I need my this and this and this. And so like that's the kind of like the whole idea behind that. But yeah, there'll be more for sure. I got like a bunch of stuff like I'm kind of like brainstorming and coming up with. So I'm really glad you liked that one.
Yeah, and to be all the way transparent and frank with you, I'm gonna support anything you do.
Bro, you're dope.
I don't think that there's a bad or intelligent, unintelligent idea. I don't think you could do no wrong. Like I
You're
mean,
amazing. You're
and
amazing,
I
bro.
really
Seriously.
I'm no, I mean like and trust me, like I don't say it lightly. I don't I everybody can't get that out of me, but you're
Oh,
different and yeah, I love you in the most respectful
I love
way,
you
the best
too.
way I
Seriously,
can
like
make,
you're such an incredible person. Like I want you to know, like
you,
you keep me going for real.
a lot of your messages, a lot of your posts, because a lot of people don't know this, like that this is our first time that we're being like introduced like stuff, but like we've typed on YouTube for months, and I've
Mhm.
been engaged with you for months. I did manifest this. I put a YouTube short when I was at work in my old job. Like it just came on me to do that. So it's like,
Mhm.
praise God.
Mm.
Let's see something September 30-day sprint worksheet. Hey, I'm so excited to do this challenge with you. For more reflections, encouragement, and to follow this challenge with me, make sure you're subscribed to Liliana Dinwoody on YouTube. Let's get started. This is your 30-day commitment challenge. Write down 3 things that would most change your life. If you committed to them, pick at least one or more if you're ready, and stick with it for 30 days.
Mm.
Every day, check in, track your progress, and reflect on how your life is shifting. By the end of September, see what transformation has taken place. Let's sprint together. You know what? I love that you say sprint, because sprint is actually is compared to swimming, but I would take sprinting overall. Sprinting is like the best exercise you can do, because
Mm.
you're maxing out your body, you're
Mhm.
pushing it to the so sprinting is, I just gravitate to the words, and then like being in track, being a sprinter, it's like let's
Mhm.
sprint together. That's so motivating.
Mm.
Think about
Oh, I'm
it,
so
like
glad you like that.
how many people want to run? Like I
Mhm.
mean, it takes a
Mhm.
mindset,
Mhm.
and it's work.
Mhm.
And yeah, my 3 commitments. This is how you have this whole format. It is great, and then like there's 4. I printed off 4 pages of it, so I'm just run through the
Love it.
text on here. And next episode, we're gonna kind of like dive more into this and
Yeah.
like do the worksheet together. At
Yeah.
this point, like after we stop and I got uploaded this, because this will be processed on YouTube like quickly, and then I'm gonna upload this on Riverside, and this will be on
Mhm.
Apple, iTunes, Spotify, just
Sure.
everywhere where you get your podcast. So now I'm kind of gonna start like formatting and constructing, like I'm coordinate with you, like when's the best time, like when do we
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
time, when what I mean, because today just worked out magnificently. And as we go, like it'll get smoother and better. Like
Mhm.
I mean, there's really
Mhm.
no way but up from here.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
this is great. I'm super enjoying this. My 3 commitments. So we're gonna, this is our worksheet. My 3 commitments. Beginning of challenge reflection. What do I think will change in my life over the next 30 days? Which that's huge.
Mhm.
Manifesting again. Um, what larger goals do these commitments move me toward? That's huge. Um, what challenges do I anticipate, and how can I prepare for them? Wow. Proper preparation prevents poor performance, y'all. The
Mm.
5 P's. How do I want to feel at the end of this sprint?
Mm.
Ooh, daily tracker. So we got day 1, 2, 3. What did I do? How did I feel? So we're tracking, and yeah, as long as we tracking, that's one of my somebody's quotes that I follow on YouTube. And tracking things is so important. I mean, to keep track of something, track something. Like I mean,
Mhm.
to hold yourself responsible. End of the month reflection. What changed in my life over these what changed in my life over these 30 days? What did I learn about myself through this sprint? What synchronicities or manifestations showed up? How do I want to carry this energy forward?
Mm.
We're gonna so yeah, I'm getting ready to wrap it up here, but like oh my goodness. Like I mean, thank you so much,
Thank
Miss
you.
Liliana
Seriously.
Dinwoody. Like this has been incredible. Um
Yes, I'm so excited, dude. Like, I can just feel the energy. Like, yeah, it's gonna be a long one for our first one, of course, because we've never talked or anything before. But like, yeah, like you said, slowly or surely, we'll kind of figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go, like how we want to like vibe with this. But I definitely I feel good about this. Like, I feel the fire, man. Like, this is good. This is gonna be good stuff.
sh- straight fire, and 2 hours and like 10 minutes, something like that. That's good. That's good content.
Mm-hmm.
People actually got to feel like they probably got closer with us, and like
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
our, what I mean, because the conversation just kept building up and building up, and
Totally.
like the anticipation of it all, like, oh, like, are, the first 20 minutes, like, are they just gonna get mad? Is somebody gonna be like, oh, forget this? Is something gonna come up? No, this just blossomed like a flower, like the
Mhm.
butterfly. Like what you said. Congratulations, you just officially made it out of your cocoon.
Yeah. For real,
Like,
bro. You did it.
I've been tapped in for like the last couple of months. Like I
Man, you're
backtracked
dope,
a bunch
bro.
of your videos. Like I was like, you know what? Like, yeah, I'm finna step up to the plate, introduce myself, come correct, cause there's something here.
Yeah, bro. I'm
Um,
so excited, dude. I'm telling you, like, let's keep chatting. Like, as soon as we get off of here, let's plan on like what day logistically this would work for like a weekly schedule and everything. Cause like
yeah,
this is for sure. Like, yeah, we gotta be doing this. We gotta be doing this for sure. This is dope. And I'm
absolutely,
so
yeah,
glad you reached out and I'm so glad that you manifested this. And I'm so glad like you saw this vision and I see it too. Let me tell you, I see it too.
yeah. And we can communicate any way you want. My phone number is posted in the description, but we got Facebook, we got YouTube, so however
Perfect.
you want to go about that.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna upload this, and I'm gonna get my shout outs out the way. Shout out to my little brother Chris Ingram, XPF. Shout out to my big brother Alton, Roni, XPC, Red Storm Elite out there in Florida. Got the AUU teams. He's a personal trainer. He's famous. He's riding around in his Corvette. I'm trying to get like bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You'll be there soon.
Uh Shout out my boy Don John Muniz, Standing on Business podcast, my Texas fam, Cass Smith, IAMKOGHOD, KO Squad. Shout out my dog, Man Too Funny, Dennis Mitchell Jr. Subscribe to him on YouTube. Subscribe to everybody. And I'm really, again, we're building this community. Like, I want to, y'all put me on. I want to put everybody on. You know what I'm saying? But it's really
Mhm.
all God. Like it is all God. So I'm just a vessel. He's just putting in stuff through me, and
Mm.
I'm getting it out. But like hey, awaken the God within. Like I said earlier, like not everybody can do this, but everybody can do this.
Mhm.
So that manifestation and that positivity, like shout out to my high school teachers. Um, Shout out to your family. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody that inspired you. Even shout out to your haters, because if you ain't
Hey.
got no haters, you ain't popping. You gonna
Yep.
have them. People hated on Jesus. You
Hey.
seen what that did. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? We gonna take it
Yep.
how we gonna take it how we gotta take it. We gonna keep it pushing and keep it
That's
rolling.
real.
Pos-
That's real.
positive Papi, Chief Mulatto Papi. Y'all can subscribe to Band Lab or whatever. You know what I mean? Google all that. I cool thing, like I AI'd myself, Google search myself, so that AI come up and say something. So it's cool. I'm not famous until I start getting
Hey.
paid for it, so I could get in a mansion and ride my
You're on the
Mustang
way
GT
there, bro.
500.
You gotta. People always talk about how, like, they'll see people and be like, wow, their success was overnight. But in reality, it's like, it's all this you're building forever and it's underground. The building part is underground, but then that success will come pretty instantaneously. Like it will come. There will be a day where it like feels like the visibility is suddenly like boom, like you and people will think, like how did they just come from nowhere? But that's not what it's like. It takes this part. This part is the part that they don't see. But then it will get to that point. It will get to that point where it's like success will hit you like a sack of potatoes, man, where it's just all of a sudden and it's there. The type that you're looking for. So it's about that consistency and keeping on going and perfecting your craft, And you got this, dude. You got it. Like, I'm excited.
Hey, you got it. We got it. Michael Jordan picked up a basketball when he was young. Jerry Rice touched a football when he was young. You got in your bag when you were young. I got in my bag when I was young.
Mm.
Like, and getting back to just we got this, and we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna yeah we're gonna get this a schedule. We gonna get set up like with ads or whatever, monetization.
Mm.
However,
Mm-hmm.
we gonna accept. We're gonna accept donations if the fans they want to bless us. Hit that PayPal. I'm gonna post
Yep.
her PayPal link in the description. I'm post my Cash Apps, my PayPal. Yeah,
Woo.
run us up, y'all, cause this is
Yeah,
y'all. This
don't
is
be
this
afraid.
this is
Don't
for
be
y'all.
afraid.
This is for y'all. We calling out, the sponsors, the donators, the people that just want to put us on for a good cause, cause we giving it back. It's the gift that keeps giving.
Mm-hmm.
Soon y'all gonna be seeing us in rooms with powerful powerful things happening.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so,
Say
and
that.
I'm manifest
Woo!
that. I'm manifest that. Well, thank you so much,
Oh,
Liliana
thank
Dinwoody. It
you.
was a pleasure. We'll be doing this so much more often. Share this with your
Mhm.
friends. I know your friends gonna like it. My friends gonna
Oh, for
like it.
sure.
We gonna cross network, and it's up. It's up and it's stuck.
Yeah, man, it's up and it's stuck. Yeah. Okay.
I
Well,
want.
I'm
I want.
so grateful. Seriously, like this is like it's gonna be really, really great. And yeah, well, it's just I can. There's so many like my mind is like going so many places like with how this is gonna go. So I'm just really pumped like to see how it all unfolds.
Absolutely. I'm going to get offline here and just be in bliss until my shift starts. And
Oh,
thank you for this energy.
yes, of course.
And
Thank you.
we're just going to keep riding it. Thank you to
Mhm.
everybody. And thank you for tuning in to Adult School with Marco podcast, the trillest, realest school in America. And today, episode 1 of the Butterfly Soldier series.
Woo! I love it here, man. This is so great. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for your support, your kindness. You're like, you are seriously like just such a supportive person. Like your energy, it really does keep me going. And I'm so, so grateful for you and everything that you're doing. Like, I'm so excited for your podcast, your energy, like who you are. Like, it's just, yeah, you're going to do big things. You're doing big things. And it's just like, I'm excited that you even want me to be part of this. And just I'm excited to see where it goes. It's going to be really great.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your faith in me, for your effort. You're beautiful inside and out. Like you're so talented, so, so awesome. Like
Thanks so much. You are
I'm
too.
gonna, I'm gonna, yeah. You give me creative power, and I mean that, like I said, with all respect. I that's something that I never want to blur those lines with you because I
No,
look
you're
up to you
great.
so much. I just love you so much. I
Thanks
never
so
want to come
much.
off in any negative way. I just adore you.
Oh,
So
thank
so
you.
okay, we gonna
Bye.
yeah. All right, bye
Well, we'll
y'all.
see
Y'all
y'all
be
guys
smooth.
soon. Yeah, thank you so much. And
Yes,
you have a great rest of your day, okay?
you too.
Thanks. We'll see you
Bye.
later. Bye.
Bye.
I don't even know how to do all this and all these things. Bye. Oh,
Bye.
there it is.